Hello everyone, Megazip here. Welcome back to Satisfactory. Okay, it's Monday, it's a new day, and as you can see in the upper right corner there, I have all of the components to complete Phase 2. So with that, let's go over to the space elevator and let's move on to the next set. Hey, Omatics on Twitch, welcome back. We're getting ready to launch into Phase 2.
Welcome to the project. Congratulations, the Phase 2 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, after completion of Phase 2, the technologies of Tiers 5 and 6 will become available.
Look
in the
at
hub.
all the fancy new features.
Your previous experience. Highlights are completing
Let's get,
phase. Just remember to focus on producing.
Get through that. All right, so here we go. Watch it go. Whoosh.
Phase 2 of
All right. So now we have all new parts to make. And you can see the frameworks is one of them. And I'm still manufacturing them, although for the record right now I'm putting them in the sink. So let's first go turn that off so it's not putting them in the sink anymore. There. I'm working on Phase 3 parts, been sitting here for 3 hours and have literally put down 3 assemblers and ran a few belts, kind of zoned out. Yeah, I get it. You know, with me playing with random nodes and all this kind of random stuff, I forgot to take those out. I was testing out a highway design, as you can see there. A little higher there. Check that out. I need to take that back out. I got some more tweaks to do. I forgot to take these out, so let me just take this. You know what? I have a ton of shit in storage in my inventory here. Let me take this stuff out real quick. Store everything. Okay. So, as you guys know, I have a lot of infrastructure that I still need to build out. I haven't really built out as much as I could. And, you know, we really and truthfully, I only have one real factory built. Technically, I mean, I guess this would be considered a second one, but I almost kind of want to rebuild it anyway. All right. Okay, so I am going to be working on, you know, a whole highway system and everything. I'm still trying to finalize my design, which is why I kind of built this out. I wanted to see how much materials I was going to need. So these are blueprints that I actually modified from the session we did last week. I actually modified them more. I just build stuff that make them pretty later after my second rebuild when I get Mark III miners unlocked. Well, I mean, what I'm getting at is, like, I haven't really like over there, I have a makeshift setup just to make a space part. So I need to like disassemble it because I'm going to have very specific uses for that area. I want to build a more permanent concrete factory because I don't really have one. I just manufactured a bunch of concrete over there, and I've been kind of siphoning off of it ever since. I do have, I will say, my steel factory that's like way over there is now making beams and encased industrial beams. That's all it makes over there. So that's been pretty much updated. It's not pretty. It's just making stuff for me. It's not going to be seen necessarily for, like, I'm probably not going to build a road to it or anything like that. I mean, I might later, but then, you know, I'll probably make it look a little bit better. I'm about to say screw it because my blueprints don't work. I might uninstall and do a fresh install with a new save to see if the blueprints actually work. So it's like, are you saying your blueprints are broken, or? Because you can just delete your blueprints. I mean, I have a blueprint from a previous save. They don't, if you create a new save, okay, like if you create a new game, they don't transfer. You have to copy them from the blueprint folder for that one save and put them into the one for the other. I mean, that's what I did with this power transfer station that I have. Which for some reason doesn't want to build in here. Well, it's because I'm missing silica, but dang it. I mean, I have what, half, as I said, you know, many times, I'm running on half power, random nodes, mostly pure, and 25 times space parts. So yeah, it's a challenge just with that alone. I make blueprints, then go place it, and it just doesn't place it, but takes the resources. That's weird. That sounds more like a bug. So, like, if you go to place something, okay, so like if I take this blueprint out and I put it like right here, do you see the hologram like what you see right, like what you see mine doing right here? It doesn't even give you the hologram. Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, that's that. Here's what I would do. Well, shit. You might have to go into like a creative mode or something. You might have a weird corrupt save. I don't know. Let's look in the space, or let's look in the hub now, because now we have 5 and 6 open. And as I kind of led to in the title for today, we're going to look at oil production, and namely because I want to make power, right? So I want to be able to make fuel generators and all that, but we're going to have to start with oil processing before we can do that. The good news is I think I have everything already. So let's just go ahead and start with that one. Now I have to go get the stuff because it's downstairs. Try to get the command console and it just glitched out and makes my screen flicker. But it takes on the save right now. I verified the files, but I think something's messed up. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, there's the motors, but not all of them. There's the disc. Okay. 500 pipes. And I'll have to go get more of those, I think. I got plenty of them. Oh no, I have plenty right 500 of those. And 50 of those. Yep. We got everything. We can get to oil processing. Try to get the... Okay, but it does on any save right now. I have verified the files, but I think some... I might lose the save, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really had that happen before. Are you running on a Steam version, or are you running the Epic Games version? You're on Steam? Okay. I haven't checked my Epic version. Yeah, I'm actually on the Epic version. I never did buy it on Steam. This is the Epic version of it. I've been playing since Update 2. Yeah, I've been playing this a long time. I don't remember exactly when I bought the game. I don't think I bought this at launch, but not long after launch. I'm pretty sure. All right, so we now have access to making oil. So we have an oil extractor that can do 120 metric of oil per minute. I have run into the issue before, and you just go into the command console and rename the session, and you're good, but can't even get into the command console. And the setting, there's nothing in the settings. There's a setting for that, right? To turn that on? Did you check to make sure that the setting was turned on? You have it on? Yeah, it definitely sounds like there's some corrupted files. You know what you could try? Install the Epic Games version. Okay. And then open that save up, because you know it's going to ask you about the server backup. Right? Assuming that they both are connecting to the same server, like do they connect to the same backup? The cloud backup? Or if anything, you can copy the save over and see if the Epic Games one's working. Well, you can probably still copy the local one over and then try it and see. If anything, you can go on to hopefully this doesn't glitch on me. If you can go to the Satisfactory calculator and get the save, and be able to like get your save to make a backup of it, and then put it wherever, and then install the Epic version and then run that save and see if that fixes it. Because if it could be if you can verify that through at the Epic version of the game that the save is fine, then it has something to do with your install and not the backup. I mean, that's just a thought anyway. Fluid packaging, this is going to play a role pretty soon. Yeah, do the save editor, back it up, that way I don't lose it. Do a fresh install and put it back in. Yep, pretty much. All right, so the MK4 also gives us the trucks, and so I have rubber. I don't know how much rubber I have. I think I have rubber. I don't know. Let's go down and take a look. I might have rubber. I might not. I think I had it at one point. But we're going to be setting up oil processing, so I'll get it anyway. But I don't think I have... it'd be in this one over here if I had it at all. No rubber. Oh, I do need those plates. Are you on 1.2? Yeah, I'm on 1.2. All right, so I need this. Well, actually, no, I have, wow. I have more than enough. Let's put some of that away. Took all the rest of my stuff here. Installing an Epic? Okay. Yeah, I'm running the Epic version 1.2, so. All right, so we're going to go back upstairs. Now, I actually know where oil is on the map because I ran into it when I was exploring. But just to indulge you guys a little bit, I'm going to, we're going to do a little search. So, crude oil. Basically right there. And there's one over there. And there's one over there. So let me show you the one that's over here. This is the one that we're going to be working with because it's the closest one. But it's essentially right there. Essentially, it's right there. So let me just show you here. Do I have enough to do this? I have been unlocking various things through the while trying to get all of my phase 2 stuff done. I don't have a lot of plates, but you know what? I do have a lot of concrete. So let me use the concrete ones instead. All right, so it should be right up here. Here we are, and I believe it is a pure node. So we have one crude oil pure node that we get to play with. This guy here is kind of annoying, so get out of here. All right. So I need to plan out, where everything's going to get built. I've got plenty of space going this direction, right? So I think that's where we're going to start. Yeah, I think we got enough here that I can get a decent start. Yeah. All right. Now, I haven't, I've done builds where I've put like foundations over stuff, right? And then you put a processor over it. I don't think I've ever tried it with oil. Now, being that this is a random node, I'm pretty sure this is not where oil is normally at, but so it looks a little different than it should probably look. But at any rate, I want to try this and see how well it works. So we're just going to put it halfway. All right, so like I said, we're going to kind of send it this way. So let's see, do I have enough to do one of these? I need motors, and they are in my storage, so second. I only need one, so one oil extractor. Bear with me while I go over here. There, the other one that's like over that way is like, if you guys know on the map, I'll show you on the map here. Where we're currently at. Right here, you see on the map where you've got this island in the center of water. One of these two is an oil node. I think it's the big one. That's the one I might do the power generators off of that one. So, yeah. We have to figure that one out. But, no, I am going for kind of an industrial style look rather than making it look like something in a Tron. So, so I'm going for, you know, that style of look here. There we go. I got everything I need. Encased industrial beams. I only needed 2, and I've got 54. So, or I'm sorry, I needed 20. Okay, so we'll go back up here and we'll kind of see what we can do. I'm going to end up redoing this too. I wasn't really that happy with the way I designed this. I mean, it was temporary anyway. This will be preparing for the next space item. Now, I am making those frameworks already. You know, I just turned off the sync for it, so I'll just let it continue to make those throughout since it's, you know, 62,000. It's quite a lot. All right. Oil extractor. Oh, nice. Okay, so we can... I'm going to restart this. So we can put it that right on there. I like that. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. And we get 240 cubic meters per minute since it's a pure node. Now, that's cool. I mean, the pipes right now only support up to 300, so as far as the Mark 1s, we could try to go for Mark 2, or the Mark 2 pipes, but I'm not exactly sure how much they are, you know, as far as what we need for them. Kind of... Wow, saves I thought I lost are back on Epic? Yeah, you'd be surprised, man. Be surprised. Oh, that doesn't look good. Alright, so we'll probably build it up there since, I don't know. Like that. Let's get this stuff out of here. I could... put a 1 meter beam right there. I like to go for clean lines whenever possible. Very nice. And nothing has to be close, so... I don't even really have a plan yet, so... And... same issue on Epic. Okay, so is that blueprint problem that save, or did you just try to go into one of your old saves and try to create a blueprint? I went into my old saves and tried to create a blueprint. Okay. Well, let me just try something here. Let's check with mine. Okay. Let me just go in and just try to create a basic blueprint. Now this will be a blueprint that I will delete. Okay, we're just gonna place a couple of things and then try to save it. Okay. I'll make this quick. So let me just create, like I said, a real basic blueprint. Undefined. Set the foundation. Test. Ads. Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, we'll wait for the ad to end over there on Twitch, and then we'll kind of continue that discussion. Meanwhile, everybody on YouTube, I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to actually, I haven't done anything with that Mark IV yet. Now, it says I need 400 of those frames. I still haven't made any. Well, I think I'm making them over there, but I'm not doing anything. Well, I might actually... Am I making them up there? Actually, let me go check that real quick, because I might have those already. And I can get access to... Well, I can't get access to the rubber yet, but... Yeah, I can get that stuff. Okay. I have to empty some of my inventory first, so... Sometimes I got just too much stuff in here. See if there's anything specific that I need to all that right now. Probably don't need quite as much of that. I will need more copper sheets, and I have plenty of them back at that other base. So that I'll probably have to go get. Yeah. To me, it looks like, so Omodix on Twitch says, to me it looks like it's not actually creating the blueprints save folder in the game files. Ah. Well, Proto, if there's an ad break on YouTube, that's set by Google. I don't have any choice over that. And I don't get paid for those, so. Well, Omanix, you could try backing up any blueprints you might have. And then, I don't know, maybe delete the folder? Or something? Maybe the folder's corrupted. But you said even the Epic Games one. Well, the Epic Games one, I wonder if it's looking in the same. It's looking. It might be looking in the same folder structure, right inside of your. You go to your name, then you go to app data. You know, there isn't a folder for blueprints. So, okay. Do you know where your blueprints are supposed to go? And I'm just asking a general question in case maybe you're not familiar with where they're actually supposed to be. There isn't, so it should be. That's where uh, that is where it should be, and I'm doing this for both YouTube and Twitch in case you didn't know. That is the location where it's supposed to be. If you see a folder in there for blueprints, then when you open it up, you'll see the saved game that it belongs to. So in that folder, you should see a folder called blueprints. All right, so how much room did I free up? I freed up a decent amount of room. I'm going to go over here and get these modular frames real quick. Now I'm making them upstairs. So I feel like I make the folder where it's supposed to be in the game files. Maybe that's where something to test. Yeah, I don't know. That's just the location that I know where they're at. Go to this one now. I don't even see the saved file. In this particular one, what you see is there's server manager, there's my backup, there's common, there's supposed to be blueprints, and then there's supposed to be a folder that has alphanumeric characters. The folder with the alphanumeric characters is where your save game is. Here, let me show you on mine. So everybody can see this, okay? I'm not hiding anything here. See this folder right there? And I can't zoom in, so you're gonna have to like really look into it. This is where your save games are, because if I open it up, you can see all of my saves that I've made so far. There's a blueprints folder, and in there is the name of your game save. So Mega City is my older one. Zip Haven is the current one. So the C logic that I just showed you is what leads to this folder right here. Alright, it'll make some more in a little bit. Okay, that's the only place I'm making modular frames right now. So let's pull those out. This is what I was saying. I need to do some more factory builds because you know, I'm going to keep 50 for right now. Okay, so I am going to take one trip up to the other base to get some more. Oops. To get some more of these copper sheets that I'm going to need for running pipes. So, and of course I left my vehicles downstairs, so I got to go back downstairs again. So my apologies there. To the zip cave. No, 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 no. Yeah. I'll take this thing against my better judgment. This thing is just a whirly bird to drive. Of course, there's always got to be a bean in the way. So we're going to try to get... oh, there's my other truck right there. That says a lot. So we're going to try to get plastic and rubber production. Now, I do have some hard drives that I'm going to re-roll. Or I have at least one I'm going to re-roll. To try to get some stuff that I can use. Alright. So right now, this thing is making... still making smart plating. I don't have it going into there anymore. So I needed to get a couple of those. What do we got here? Realize I had something over there. How many plates do I have? Okay, I have enough for right now. So we're going to go back and we're going to start working on, you know, getting these factories made. Hold on one second. I just realized, not only do we have an oil extractor, but we need the refineries. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. So let's just... For the sake of argument, let's just say I need 8 of them. I don't think I need 8, but let's just say I do. I need a lot of motors, which I haven't made yet. I don't even manufacture motors right now, and I need a lot of pipes. Now, pipes I can get, because they still have a lot of pipes from that other factory. I'm just not making pipes anymore at the moment. Whoa. So we're going to go over, and you guys will see I did finish that factory build for that steel. Right now it just makes steel beams and encased industrial beams. Whoops. So I'm only making those 2 at the moment over there. And I'm pretty sure they're contributing to a to producing tickets, because I have it set for overflow. So it's still pounding out. Oh, I hate driving this thing. I think I'm gonna get rid of this thing. I hate driving it. It's so sensitive. Steering wheel on this. It's too fast. It's got too much speed for its own good. It's not so much of an explorer as it is a pain in the ass to drive. Alright, so turn on some lights here. So right now, I have a walkway. Everything, you know, we hooked everything up. I just didn't have power running over here last time I was over here. But I added this in so that way I could walk in anytime I needed to. So as you can see, everything's... Right now, it's all overflowing right into that. So that means these things are completely full. Now, luckily, I have a thing over here with pipes in it, so 1, 2, 3, just to make sure I have enough pipes. I need motors, which I'm gonna have to make. Hold on. Let's see. Cased industrial beams. I have plenty of them over here, which I could easily take a stack or two. Just let it go ahead and fill up. All right. So go ahead and head back over now that I have some stuff. I'll need to make motors. Again, I'm not making any, but we're going to have to see about making some. And I don't really need those other smart plates right now, so I might convert. I guess I could convert that over to making motors. I didn't tell you to turn, and you did it anyway. I hate this thing. I'm gonna deconstruct you when we get back. Stick with driving those bigger trucks that hold a lot more than this thing does. Can't turn without hitting everything. I feel like I'm playing bumper cars with this thing. All right. What? You're out of here. Okay. So I need motors. My other vehicle's sitting right up here. Oh, back up. So I need motors. Which need both rotors, which I've already making, and stators, which I haven't made yet. And of course, the stators need those, so that's fun. And I'm not equipped to do that right now. Oh, this is going to be a pain. Okay. Well, stators I can make. Takes 2 stators for every motor. I need a whole lot of motors. So, you know, something that was going to start off with stuff is now going to be a pain. So I guess I'm going to have to bring all the pipes back. I'm going to have to go back over there where I was just at. And get all of those pipes and bring them over because I need to make stators. So let me, I have to dump a bunch of my inventory again. I have too much shit. My new lights in here so I don't have to have a complete darkness. I have 30 stators here. I have... Well, hold on. Okay. Just there. Okay, I still have way too much shit in here. So that I still might have to go back. It just depends. Alright. So I have stators. I have pipes. I have how many rotors do I have? I only have 2 rotors on. Gotta have more rotors than that over here. Wow, I have went through a lot of rotors. Sure enough, the one place I'm making rotors is back there. So I gotta go back to my thing again. Mr. Bean. So, no, there are some planting apps out there, and I didn't even think about looking at those today. I really should start planning in advance, but you know, have this day job that I got to do, so I have to find time between that and dinner. So somewhere in there, I have to figure out when I can plan some of these, or maybe try to plan these in advance. All right, I'm going to stop making the plates now, and I'm going to figure out how to send everything over to this. So we're going to stop this. And I need to take that and put it in here. Logistics, merger, and maybe go around about. Okay. And we'll let these stay stagnant. I mean, they got reinforced iron plates, which normally I would need tons of those. You know, it was funny. I was over there and I didn't bother to get the encased industrial beams. How quaint. Okay. So we're going to have to let this build up for a little bit. All right. So some of this might get built outside of this. We'll see what we need. I think I have at least enough to make a couple of refineries. So we'll at least kind of get something situated. So let's just head back. Let that build up a little bit. At some point I'll go back to the steel plant area and I'll get and get what I need from there. I'll do that a little bit later here. All right, did I put anything in here? No. Okay. All right, so first of all, let's go back to the production. Let's just reduce it to, let's say, I have enough to make three refineries. Okay. I guess my first thought here is, you know, one of the things about fluids is we want to make sure that it always flows well. You know what I'm saying? And there's some things where you might want to have it loop around. So the idea is to prevent this whole idea of sloshing. And one way of handling it is using a fluid buffer. Is using one of these. Now, these things are pretty good size. This is actually a small one. It has 400 cubic meters of fluid that you can put in it. And you can always put it at the beginning or somewhere in the loop. Now, before we get too complacent, let me, I'm going to be putting one of those in, but I want to look at these real quick, these refineries. Since it's been a minute since I've messed with these damn things, and you can see we have a few different things that can be made, but some of them are going to be making plastic. Some of them are going to be making rubber. So we'll look at the rubber first. So that's the wrong one. That's this one. So we need 30 crude oil, and it makes 20 rubber and 20 heavy oil residue. So 30 of that one, 30 of this one. Okay. Let's think about that for a minute. So if I'm producing 240, divide that by 30, I 8. The exact number I thought it was. So I need 8 of them in order for that to work properly. Yeah. So I wouldn't even be able to run this at full strength while in the beginning. So there's going to be a lot of, I don't know. I'm probably not going to get to the production part of it. We're just going to be laying things out. See how big these things are. They're not small by any stretch of the imagination. So there is that. Probably going to have to build it up even higher. And I don't even have to build it in a straight line. I can actually kind of take advantage of this and just kind of go that way. Because I definitely want to split them off, and I want to make sure that it just flows well. So let's take the 1 mils off of here. And let's build it up higher. But I have to be very careful because we don't want to have these pumps. So one of these days I'll get used to the so I want to try to build up to there too, so that's why I'm looking at these. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to jump over it. So basically this is 4 meters higher, or 5 meters higher, so it doesn't need a pump necessarily. See, this is what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid that. Otherwise, it just doesn't look good. this happens with designs, man. Sometimes they don't go according to plan. All right, yep, I'm not liking this, so. All right. We can't continue to go this way. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Clace on YouTube. All right. So we'll go out 3 more this way. Oh, we're doing okay. Working on oil production, or going to. Got an oil extractor right there. Just trying to work out things. Okay. So if I do that, how does that work with a refinery? We're going to go this direction. Kind of gives me some options, right? I like to leave a little bit of room. So I'm just going to drop one in right there. And technically, we can just take this out. I don't even need that here. I know I put these in because of this, but you know, we'll worry about that. Okay. Yeah, I really hate when I do that though. Okay, so fluid goes in. You see it can take both pipes and solid things. And then we just need, and it also does the same thing coming back out again. Yeah, it's not the greatest spot for an oil node. I'd almost want to consider putting it somewhere else, like down here maybe. You guys think I should maybe build it down here and just send the oil down? Probably wouldn't be a bad thing if I did that. Definitely have a lot more room. I'm going to have to cut down a whole lot of trees. I actually don't really want to use this particular node. I wanted to use this one for power, but you can definitely use it for rubber and plastics. Yeah. I think that might be the right thing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a lot of this out, and I'm going to send it down, I think. So let's see. Send it directly down like that, and I'm just gonna beautify this up a little bit, maybe. Yes, that could be interesting in and of itself. I have... Okay, so they don't really have fluid walls, do they? But I do have wall pipes, so I could just push it right through a wall. Interesting. I'm just thinking out loud here, guys. Bear with me. Kind of want to style it a little bit. Could, because I am doing this in an industrial way. Let's see. Too tall. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. On this side. Actually, I don't need to go that high. Go this high. Yep. That one. And now we have these. So we can... add a little bit of other architecture here. Put these. I'm not liking that. Tarp fences. Oops, that did not go right. Usually helps if you put them on straight. What else could we fancify this with? What do we got here? We do something with windows. Oh, I need silica. I think I left it in my thanks. Let me go get that real quick. I'm gonna put windows in there. Gotta make sure we do it right, right? Hey, what? I feel like I need more inventory. Okay. Figured I'd just run over instead of doing the other. Okay, so if I wanted to do something like that, on the inside, it would look really awkward. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Any other things? I do something with beams, maybe? Ah, braids. That could be interesting. Go down from the center. Maybe that would be better than these. I'll take these out for a minute. Let's try that again. Let's do this with straight rather than. There you go. There we go. That's kind of cool, right? Take the fences out, just put those in. How long is this game? What do you mean by that? As in, how long will it take for me to finish the game? Specifically? Okay, we're going to take it to this edge. Probably go one more. And then since this is more or less in the center here, we could, from a logistics standpoint, we either go with the stackable pipe support or just the standard one. Like the standard one would be like this. That. And then we can do a clean pipe or we can do one of these. I probably do one of these up here and then do clean pipes down there. Essentially. Something like that. I don't know why these are purple. This would be what's a carbon finish look like? Yeah, I like that. Carbon steel finish. That's perfect for oil. So you get full fluid buffering and all that. Yeah. Okay. So then it's a matter of deciding, you know, where it's actually going to get made, which will probably be over there. So the pipe will go down and then I'll just send it that way. Something along those lines. But we have this now. And the power, I believe the power is up above the concrete line. Let me, I didn't even bother to check to see where the power cord is when I put that up there. So let me go up and look. Yeah, so the power node's right there. So what I could do is I can put it, put a stud right there. That way I can access it easier. So I'll do that. Here. So we can put power stud there and go from there to there. So now all I got to do is just put the power stud, you know, hit that with the power. And granted, I have power all over the place here. As far as power lines goes, the last power line I have is right there. So I'll need to run more power lines going down that way. I'm trying to keep them like really tucked up close to the rock so that way they don't interfere with anything else that I might be working on. So we'll get power over here at some point. Now we got to go down the bottom here. And, whoa, I didn't mean to do over jump myself there. All right. So as you can see, there's the pipe. So we'll be able to set up whatever direction we want to go. Obviously, we need to clear out a whole lot of space. So that's what I got to do now. So I got to go get some more fuel for my chainsaw and start cutting. I don't want to waste my explosives taking all this out. So I'm going to empty a good part of my inventory while I kind of go through all of that. Alright, so I'm going to kind of move a lot of this out. Oops, way around. The only thing I'm really going to keep right now is that. And I have plenty of fuel over here. So I have more than enough to handle vehicles and stuff for a while. I should see if there's some other unlocks I can do instead of the one that I have currently. Just so we kind of gets a few other milestones done. So let me see, is there a milestone we could switch to instead of this one? Because we're going to have to wait on the rubber anyway. The jetpack, I'm not making motors right now, so that's out. Fluid, I don't know if I have the plastic yet. Because I have had some of that stuff. See, here's the other fluid buffer right here. And on this side, everything seems to need plastic or motors. Believe it or not, I could do the pathing signals because I already have all of that. Oh, for Mark II piping though. Well, no, we can't do nothing there either. Fix it blueprint number 2. No, because I can't make the heavy modular frames. So we still have a little bit of work to do. I'm going to have to leave it where it's at. Like I said, I'm going to have to clear out some space. Let the rotors continue to build over at that other one. So that way we can start working on motors. Because like I said, I need 8 of those things. That's going to take a while. So I want to make a real nice area over here. And since I don't know what all I'm going to be doing. Oh, I thought I had my, sorry. I thought I had my chainsaw on me. I don't. Put it in the storage. Meanwhile, I feel like I'm playing a running simulator at the moment because I keep running back and forth. We're going to cut all those trees down. Some of it's not trees. Some of it is another thing. Of course, we're going to get plenty of leaves and whatnot. All right, which one of these has my chainsaw on it? Right there. All right. I have a lot of things I need to cut. We'll get the area cut, and then don't know if we'll actually get to getting the full production started, since I won't have enough motors to make the they do the oil here. Alright, so there's the pipe. Like I said, I got it coming out of there. We're going to cut all these trees out right here. I mean, I could technically build, you know, build up high or whatever, but I'm not going to. You know, I'd been thinking about this. I don't really need to necessarily, not everything has to be built up like high, you know, with under a whole bunch of stuff underneath. Some things can be built more level grounded. Granted, this is not as level ground as like over there, but you know, level-ish, I guess. But sometimes you got to do a little bit of demolition before you actually start building. And I don't know how big this thing's going to be. I mean, it's going to have 8 refineries, but, you know, there's a lot more than just that stuff that I have to get rid of, because there's all that heavy oil residue, right? So let's think about this for a second. I'm going to set that refinery down right here. Actually, no, I can't. I don't have anything on me, but the refinery is also what you use for the heavy residue. So not only do I need 8 for just the 4 for rubber and 4 for plastic, but I also need a couple of them for the heavy residue that's left over. Now it can be used for things. I can possibly take. What I did on my other playthrough is I took the leftover material, using the heavy oil residue recipe. I had a recipe that allowed me to make fuel, which I in turn used for generators. So, including the fact that I even had, you know, even more nodes. I had like multiple nodes together, so I actually had nodes over there creating power too, but I created a little bit of power from that. I would rather just use it to make, you know, whatever I need to make, but we'll have to kind of figure that out. So I do want this to look more, like I said, more industrial. So I want to clear out as much room as I can because not everything has to be tight together. Plenty of mycelia being made here. So there'll definitely be some unlocks that I'll be able to use that for. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze there. All right, so doing a little landscaping here. So how was everybody's weekend? We didn't really talk about that very much. It was hot, extremely hot outside over here in the metro area. I actually spent 4 or 5 hours or so out in the heat doing yard work. Nothing was a glorious thing in the world. But then again, I also spent a good portion of Saturday finishing the materials needed to move to tiers, to finish up the phase 2 stuff. So I'd been working on that pretty much all week, part of the week last week. All right, so far so good. I don't know how much farther I need to go, but I'm afraid if I don't, I don't want to have to stop in the middle of the build to go even further. Looks like we got a little bit of a Caterium over here. I don't know if I need to mess with it yet. Alright. So needless to say, I've got a lot of stuff here that I've had to pick up. Probably going to be putting the 4-meter stuff down anyway, so. So let me go dump all this stuff and then probably have to create a whole nother storage. At some point I'm gonna create I have a machine over there that will make fuel, but it's not designed for this stuff. I might have to update it to support these. So the problem is it's set up for proteins. So like this is set up to work with alien protein. So I would need to first set it up for maybe biomass for wood. And then send all the wood over. And then I think maybe what I'll, well, I can't do it. What do I need for that? Just a basic one. Okay, just a little bit of stuff here. Bit of plates, little bit of rods, and I'll just set a container over here. Personal box. And put all that. Oh, I'm not gonna put the mycelia in there because that is a whole separate thing. Which one of these has mycelia in it? That one does. Okay. So I'm only gonna take a handful of things that I need right now. Mostly just gonna try to figure out kind of building like the foundational areas of where things are gonna go. So I don't necessarily need everything over here. So like if I'm gonna do foundations, I got plenty of room for that. But if I wanted to do any kind of logistic stuff, probably need to look into that. Okay. Of course it's raining outside. Love that. Mr. Bean, don't poop on me. Thank you. All right, so we have this, and I think we're gonna do down, down, just to try to establish a little bit of something here. And we're going to be kind of sending it that way, so do I like that? Not really. It's not where I wanted it. Okay. Oops. All right, so that's the pipe. Let's get and go with something like that. And then I need walls. That. My whole thing is I'm going to send it that way. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to send it that direction. And this is just like a safe way to get it, because I don't want to send it out there. I want to send it out there because we're gonna, that way we get the pipes maneuvered right. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that there so I can put a ladder in right here. This way I can make sure it gets set correctly. So we're going to run it directly down the center of this. So we have these floor holes. So we'll run the pipe directly into that pole. Now this will run a clean pipe. Very nice, I like it. And bam, straight down. Now I can't see, obviously, but what we'll do is we'll put a wall pipe right there. And then we can run this from there to there. Now this needs to be changed. To the new carbon steel because it just looks cool. Pretty sure I'm running the pipe up there that way too, right? Yep. And we'll just there. So there's nothing nothing special about this other than it's just piping. Nothing more than piping. Now I could, technically I could have probably put the small fluid buffer over there. Right? I could have probably put a small one in there. It would have fit. Right? It's definitely small enough that I could have put a fluid buffer in. That would have been an interesting thing, right? To put a fluid buffer in there. I don't think we'll need it because, you know, we're using gravity to help drive everything. So I think that'll work. And then however we do the piping as we're going down. Now I have like these little things right here, like it drives, or you could like go somewhere right over here. Pathways. So I definitely don't want to like start that over here. I would rather, you know, because it's high enough, I could probably go right over it. But then again, I can always, if push comes to shove, I could always put a railing system right over that, so not too worried about that. All right. So I'm going to add some foundations. I'm going to start with some 2-meter ones. I think that should be good enough. Right there. Now some of them I'll probably take out because right now I'm just trying to get some lines made. You know, kind of like an architectural line system made. So yeah, maybe I'm not that worried about that. Now that I think about it, there's nothing actually down there. It's just a bunch of caves. further. I think this will probably be okay. Maybe, actually, maybe from here over. And we're just making some lines. That's kind of going in, so we'll leave that one out. Actually, that's probably going to have to go. Of course, we got little rock features built in here. Not too fun about the rock features being in the way. I think they'll be fine, I suppose. Now, the real question is that going to be deep enough, though? I believe it is. And I want to leave this area open right here. In fact, let's just fill in some of this. There we go. And again, some of this might disappear or be altered or something. I don't know. Still thinking, still working this all out in my head here. Still got a pretty good amount of area here too, so could maybe go ahead and just lay that out. Yeah, it's kind of the old adage, first make it work, then make it pretty. It's kind of what we're working with right now. Nice flattish surface to work with. Got that there, got these here. So now we can look at 8 of these is what I need. And that's just to start with. Let's go back. Got about 12 minutes to go here. Get as much of this material as I can get. At least kind of get started with some of it. I don't know exactly what the logistics is going to be yet. But I know it's going to be 4 and 4, as in, 4 rubber and 4 plastic. Definitely going to be making quite a bit. All right, so motors. Definitely gonna need wire for all of the electrical needs. Probably need a couple more of those just to make sure I don't run out. Steel pipes I think are in the other container. Case industrial beams, I have enough. Let's see. Always use more pipes. Okay, got plenty of those. What else? Just motors. So right now I've got these. A bunch of them over here too. I need more rotors. Let's go check on the rotors and see how they are doing. Because if we can get all of the motors, then we can at least get started with that part of it. I mean, we're going to need... The biggest problem we're going to need is, you know, we'll have to make more than just the 8. We need at least 1 to 2 more-ish, right? Because of the residue. I think the last time I did this, I had a field day trying to get that residue thing figured out. You know, just trying to make the numbers work. Or I think it was actually the fuel that I was trying to make the numbers work, not the heavy oil residue. Because there's a difference when you have the recipe where you could take that heavy oil residue and make fuel out of it. It's a different flow rate than just the heavy residue. So, yeah. All right. So let's see how we're doing with these things. Oh, look at that. Got a lot. Let's see how many motors I can make now. We'll just make them over here. Might have lucked out. You make 53 of them, which is actually 3 more than we need. Or no, 6 more than we need. So we're just going to make them. So there's actually a space not far away from where we're doing the oil where I want to build a new steel factory. And I'm pretty sure I got a copper node over. Well, actually, I don't need a copper node over there for that, I don't think. If I build it just right, I can actually make motors and stators and everything over in that one spot and still make pipes. So, yeah. It'll take a little planning, but it can be done. It's got pure nodes over there, including a Caterium node over there as well. So we'll just go ahead and make these out and see what we run out of first. Although it looks like we're going to run out of stators before we run out of motors. Or rotors, not motors. You too, man. Thanks for dropping in. Give it up for Clace223 on YouTube. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of like factories that I need to get made that I haven't bothered to make yet, to make some of the basic parts. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I mean, technically I could probably make all this stuff over at the factory that I'm already utilizing stuff, right? Because I'm making currently making a space part that I don't need, but I'm probably going to end up needing that space part to make these other space parts. So Yeah. Actually, no, I am making stators over there. So I am making stators. I just need to make rotors over there. Unless I already am. In which case I can make motors over there. Alright, I have all the motors I need to lay out all 8 refineries. So now we can just, you know, we only got 5 minutes left, but we'll continue this. I may already have this sort of laid out and maybe have it kind of started on Wednesday, since we didn't quite get as far into the oil production as I'd liked. So I'll sort of work out plans, I should say, now that I have all the materials needed for 8. Again, I'll have to figure out the heavy residue part of it, because that is something we have to take on, so it's not over yet. In fact, I'll probably need to add 2 more refineries on there just to make sure I have enough. So, in which case I'll have to go back and make some more motors. But in the meantime, let's check out some stuff I have here. So, in the hard drive library, I have at least 1 hard drive, maybe 2. This is one of them that I can rescan. And I think this is one of them. So I'm gonna try a rescan here and see if I can get lucky and get something that we can use with oil. So here we go. Well, we got steel rotors, which is actually not a bad thing, because now it needs pipes and wire instead of rods and screws. So that's a good one. I don't know how I feel about using plastic to make smart plates. So, okay. Well, I know I want the steel rotors recipe because this is definitely a better method for making rotors. So we'll probably keep that one. Let's see. We can rescan this one. I don't need to make wire out of Caterium because Caterium is even more rare. Basic iron ingot. It's not very helpful. Pure iron. The pure iron one is actually way better than that one. Alright, we're going to try a rescan on this one and see if we get lucky. So, 1, 2, 3, rescan. And what do we get? We get 2 different circuit boards. Oh my gosh. So, this one is quick wire and plastic instead of quick wire and copper sheets. This one's copper sheets and silica. So I don't even know which one of these would be a better one, so I guess I'm just going to leave it. Alright, well, that's it. I don't want to do this one in case I want to keep the quick screws. We have the quick wire stator. I don't know if that's a better stator. I don't think it is, honestly. And I actually have steel screws here, which is actually a better one than the cast screws. So actually I'm not gonna select it, but I think I would rather keep this one and rescan that one. So let's do this one real quick. 1, 2, 3, rescan. Recycled rubber. Actually, ooh. Plastic and fuel. I've heard these are supposed to be pretty good. I guess you have to have the right need for this version of recycled rubber. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you take plastic, you take fuel, and then you can make more rubber. All right, well, that's that. All right, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it. We're right up at time. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please, be sure to subscribe. we're trying to get to the point where the channel can be monetized. We're not monetized yet. So any help you can provide is most helpful. If you like the stream, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're on Twitch and you haven't followed the channel yet, follow over there. We do have a little bit of a following over there. Of course, I am monetized on that one. It's just about everybody that streams over there is. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock Central till roughly around 10 o'clock. Sometimes on Friday, I'll go a little later than that. But essentially, that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to save this. So let's save this one to oil prod start, because that's kind of where we're at. We didn't actually make any oil yet, but we do have stuff in place. Now have refineries that I can build. So that's good. So the game is saved. And that's going to do it for me. Thank you all for coming out. Have a good evening, and we'll see you Wednesday.